G'day, Andrew Murray here from the Apartment Specialists. Welcome to our channel. We've got Chris here from the team.
How we doing, boss?
Cool. Now, what we're talking about today is the 3 things your agent should be talking about or know extremely well when selling your property. Okay. Now, the first one, Chris.
Added value.
Big time.
Big time. It is a really big point, and it's about the agent knowing, well, hang on a sec, if they do decide to sell with the agent, how's the agent going to add value to the situation? Now, this can be done in lots of different ways. Everyone just goes straight to the per square metre. There's far more to it than that, okay? You can look at, well, what returns are currently being received if it is a rental. If it's not a rental, could it possibly be a rental? Let's get some rental appraisals, okay? Even if it is rented out, let's get some rental appraisals and see how they stack up. Yep. And then in this day and age as well as there being a shortage for apartments and houses in general, there's also a big shortage for short stay accommodation. So hence we also bring in the Airbnb options, which can be used so many. And as well as this, okay, because there is a shortage all around, there are new properties getting built and the price that they're getting sold for off the plans is up here, and that gives us an opportunity to add value in that area as well.
The thing is what you're hiring an agent to do is to sell. Not just open the door. So how are they going to make your asset look, the glass half full? Yeah. Because it's not just about the apartment, it's also about the building, the positives of the financials, the long-term maintenance plan, and then the whole area, what's happening. Yeah. There's so much to it. So make sure your agent talks passionately about that, because that'll come through when they're selling.
Our agents or your agents, they spend 80% of the time outside of the apartment. Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're selling the area, because remember, an apartment sits in the suburb. So method of sale, that's a big one, and I see it done. How should I say, interestingly, you've got to understand that a method of sale is like a weapon. Okay, when should I use auction? Boom. When should I use, listing with a price? When should I use negotiation? Okay, it's going, what situation will actually push that price higher? Now, auction is fantastic for a short time in the market. It's basically the go-to for maybe about a year in a 7-year cycle where you see it in the papers, everything's going nuts. But at the moment, being, late 2017, we're in trouble. Auctions aren't working. So you've got to go back to actually selling and hustling. Okay, that's when it's price by negotiation. That's when it's we're listing with a price, bring in multi-offers, really pushing up those buyers. Yep. Okay, so asking the agent, okay, why are we using auction? Him actually having some sales proposition behind it. That is massive. Okay, and understanding that. Now, it does change all the time, but they need to know that, not just go, we should use auction because we've got a clearance rate. Doesn't work. Okay, now next one is
statistics. Yeah, so some comparable sales. Now, to be fair, lots of people, and I hate talking negative, but the agent will just provide you sales statistics in your building that you're trying to sell. Well, sorry, that's not enough, okay? You can go find them yourself and have a look at them, okay? And there's a story behind each sale, okay? So it's very hard to gauge value from that. So you need to say to your agent, well, hang on a sec, like, what are the comparable buildings and what are the sales stats in there? Because there's so many apartment buildings in Auckland, and there's likely to be anywhere from 5 to 10 comparable buildings, especially if you're in the CBD, where we can draw value from and we can say, well, hang on a sec, like if this sold for X amount in this building, why are we aiming here? Let's give it a shot of actually matching that. Yeah, and it's all about, I guess we get a lot of pleasure about bridging that gap and excelling. I think that's a big thing.
And that's a big one, especially the big one is okay, if the buildings, the sales statistics are at a certain point in the building, right, and a buyer's coming up to you and going, yeah, but this one sold for this and this one sold for this, so I'm not going to pay up here. Well, your agent needs to know what the other sales statistics are, because that's how you justify and also sell. When you go, well, actually, did you know that such and such sold in this building, which is very similar for this, which justifies this value? So it comes back to selling as well as giving you a guide, so you know if you're getting a great price. You really need to know. Yeah. And that's a huge one.
Like you said, that's how valuers do it anyway.
The banks actually will not accept sales statistics. They want a bank valuer. Yeah. Exactly that. Good point. Has sales from similar buildings, and generally 4 or 5. Anyway, thanks for coming in, Chris.
Cheers for having me.
Cool. Nice one. Anyway, guys, please like us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And any comments, put them in below. Cool. Cheers.